Came back into no one's real surprise at a collapse. I'm sure there was a gust of wind or something. That's fine. I think the next step, and I might do it today, even though I'm not working today, because today still is the coolest day for like the next week. Is start to dig out the area of a base, maybe like an 11 by 11 area, and then just like flatten it. And then I don't know what the next step is after that, but that's I think my next step for now. My mother also mentioned about putting stuff in the ground, like how we have the trellis, which is fine also. Um, um, it's fine also um, if that's a long term thing. But at that point, then it's like, oh, for sure we're gonna have a more permanent structure there, which is also again fine. So also, there's no stakes on that, so it really had no support. It really was just resting on the grass on the ground. So I have to go out there soon and collapse it up. But I'll probably edge out the area first, and then like re-over and la 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 la. So okay. So initially the whole thing was, oh, okay, I'm not doing anything today because today's going to be hot. Because last I had checked, it was going to be 80 something today, but they lowered the temperature to 79. Wow, a difference. Anyway, I am going to do things because I have to adjust this one way or the other. It's probably going to be me taking it down, but I do want to mark out the area and maybe put some wood in. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to do besides that. And if this is not super reliable, maybe the idea then should just be to get like a table with a canopy with an umbrella, because that won't fly away as easily, I don't think, depending on the base. So I'm thinking I'm also going to move the sedum from up here on the side and the dianthus. I want to be checking for any more dahlias, anything else coming up. I'm going to check my seedlings. I did get another, I got a 2-pack of lithium batteries from Dollar Tree. I feel like that's pretty much the actual issue with this. I feel like that's pretty much the only issue. I'm hoping anyway that that's the only issue, because I would like to be able to use this that came with the house, the doorbell. So yeah. I might mow a bit, and then I think it's supposed to start raining maybe like Monday. So if I can get a bunch of like weeds out, and they can just be decaying into the ground again. Great, fantastic. I was thinking that I was going to put the peonies in that little octagonal ring. The peony roots apparently are very deep, and I don't necessarily think that is where the octagonal ring is where the septic field is. I don't think that's where it is. But so it could be. It probably would be fine. It's also very very permanent though. So I don't know. I want a whole buttload more petunias so I could pack them in, petunias and dianthus, so I could pack it in tight, and it's just like a big solid blur of color. Again, like I said, behind I don't know where. The hibiscus is coming back. That's great, fantastic. Besides that, I don't know what's going on in the behinds. Okay, so yeah. thought it was going to be a lot more visible from over here. It's not so much. It's definitely visible over there. And so I took a piece of wood, ended up being 8 feet long, about. So I made an 8 by 8 square. I probably expand it, but there's also no immediate need to expand it. I could just have it 8 by 8 and then have a larger canopy, especially to start off with. I could make it. I could expand it another 1 to 2 feet either on the side, and then probably another 2 feet on the back to make it like like a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 9, a 12 by 10. Because at the moment with the 8 by 8, it's not hitting the rows, which I kind of like. I thought I was going to end up putting some stakes, and I don't have enough. I There was a lot of so essentially I just dug up the sides, and I forgot that I didn't dig up the middle. So there's still like a lot of grass in the middle. Eventually, I will take out more of the dirt to flatten it out and move it to here, which is what I was doing with the bigger mounds. I might do that later today. Right now, I'm going to take the sedum and move it to the side and find some space for find somewhere for the dianthus to go, probably in the front. And then I'm going to water the plants. Sad that the wind knocked it over, but it was expected. I probably definitely put at least definitely 2 feet this way I could do, and that'd make it 10 by 8, and then I could do maybe 11 across. That might be what I end up doing, or maybe just I put it across either way. But this definitely would need to be almost 2 feet to be behind this mully grass, and then a foot there. So probably I'm gonna get it up to 11, at least 11 by 8. And then I don't know if I'm gonna do. I need to look into a different canopy that has a bigger. The issue is the wind. The issue is the wind and the rain. The fabric canopies, that's gonna be an issue regardless. So I had to go back inside because the bees and whatever were around me. I don't know. I moved the sedum, and now I have the Prenodanthus. It looks so pretty in a, as a big bunch. I'm gonna figure out somewhere to put it. So I tried putting it over there where I took the Dianthus out. It's too tall for the rest of it. It gives it's shading the rest of the bed, even though the majority of the light does not come that way most of the day. Also doesn't really fit with the purple over there. And I tried putting it on the edge over here, and it's if this gets big, that's gonna shade it out. So I might actually move it a bit farther out than that anyway. But I think I like it here. That way, if I want to put more stuff over here, I can put more stuff over here without it being oh, it's squished up against the would-be edge gate, whatever. That could get big. So, I can't see the flowers from there unless they get really big, which they probably will. But besides that, I think it's where it should be. Another dahlia, yay! Yay, girl, yay! Yay, girl, yay! Yeah. Okay, dahlia girl. Is there another tomato cage? Tomato cage. Oh, tomato cage. Okay, so we got two dahlias on the way. Where's this one that's here? That should be here. Is it dead for real? Looks like it's dead for real. Damn. Damn, that's ass. Oh, 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 oh. It's not dead for real. It's still here. Can you paint with all the colors of the rainbow? Paint with all the colors of the wind. Okay, so we got 3 of 4. All right, girlie. All right, girlie. Now I gotta water things. Ugh. Okay, girly pop. Ah, it was me. Paint with all the colors of the wind. Okay, so my garden's pretty much the same as it usually is. That's cool. But that's cool. All right. All right. And the daffodils are dying back, so that's great. Gives me more space to do things with. Okay. Cool. Cool beans. Oh, let me go even out this thing for my gosh. What? Hello. Be so serious. So serious. Bacteria. Got some grass coming up. That's okay. I'll pull you. Because you're not going to be here. I'm letting you know now. You're not going to be here. Yeah. That's why you're so thin. Because you're getting shaded out. Dusty girl. Just a dusty girl. Anyway. So, this whole area, that whole L-shaped bed now has nothing in it. Nothing that I want to keep. I can, if I want to, clear that out. And I'm kind of thinking right there would be nice for like a little shed, office building. I don't know. I have so many thoughts. And things change on a whim. But that's gardening. Yes, yes. I'm going to come with a hoe. There's some weeds popping up. I want to hand weed everything. Hello. But some things I will have to, I think. So yeah, still just these 3. I feel like I should move this one over here so it's a line. Maybe I'll do that once that one's bigger. That's a line, and I have more space to just plant whatever over here as opposed to just like awkward hole. This is a weed to be weeded. But again, I don't have anything to replace it with yet, so it's like, what's the rush? Here and over there, that's where I put the blue sedum. It doesn't get super tall, I don't think, but I hope it likes it there. That way it fills that corner. This line, as expected, is, as the soil shifts and whatnot and settles, blah, blah, blah. To weed things when I need mulch. Oh my gosh, so many things that need to happen. But I really want this to settle in really nice, and then that way it's like cutting into the grass and it's like less grass invasion. All come out. I need things to plant over here. Oh my gosh, more buds. How exciting. And I have the hoe. I'm going to come and do this. I thought about getting the trimmer. I'm going to see if this battery is charged. I might come over here and trim things. But yeah, okay, girl. You need a watering. Any weeds? Yeah, there's a lot of weeds, but I got to wait till to see what they are. I'm not entirely sure if they're this or not. So, yeah. And so I took off some more dirt, and I tried to take off any of the loose weeds. Again, like I said, the middle of the whole area is pretty still, still weeded. There's not much that was done, but regardless, clearing this area will make it easier for me to come back and put pavers, put rocks, whatever the heck I decide to do over here. I'm thinking like rocks might be a good idea. Like, I don't mind thicker rocks over here as a base to be on. Because also it's like, oh, we're here, and because someone wants to be like, oh, I'm here too. It's like, no, it's not a place for camp because it's rocks. I really thought today I was going to end up putting poles. I have to figure out if I want poles. If I get, wood in the ground, it's giving pergola as opposed to like canopy tent, which pergola is probably a lot more secure in terms of wind and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. Now I have to go look up how pergolas are installed. I just don't want to have to get like $500 worth of material for a base here when it's like I was already walking on this when it wasn't even in, it was fine. So I really will just put up 4 corners, a couple up on top, and then just a couple slats and be like, it's done. It won't be waterproof, but it'll be. So, and again, or I can just put rocks. Or do they have canopy tents that are like hard? No, because at that point it's a gazebo. So anyway, yeah. Right now it's essentially 5 right now, and my mother had invited me to go somewhere, and she's leaving at 5:30, and the whole thing was I was gonna wait till 4 to start working anyway. I think I started working like around 2, and I still have more to do. And even if I was going to go with her now, regardless, because I'm so sweaty. I have old shirts that I've worn previously this week, 2 of them, and I feel the sweat on my back. I feel the sweat. So, and I can't find the strimmer battery, so that has to be another day. That's fine. I think it's called poverty reed or something. This hard that's all over the place. I've been taking it off. I don't want to take it off because apparently people use it like as a landscape thing. So it's like, okay, it's cool. But I really just want this to be like not 50 different things fighting each other. And then that's why I have a strip that's not grassed over, because there's a bunch of things in it as opposed to just like, oh, the grass can invade and it's just a sheet of grass, which it isn't. It's spraying now. So hopefully at some point this season, hopefully we get a couple of rains. Hopefully it just greens out completely and I can weed the bigger things. We have some coming this way. We have some that I planted spreading out that way. All over the place. We have some more from this way. So hopefully again the whole thing greens up. Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm going to do with these mounds. I definitely want that for sure to stay. So that's something I'm going to say in my mind at this point. Do I raise that little bed up and then put the peonies? I kind of like it kind of low how it is. I don't know. I think those 2 beds over there, I'm going to just spread on the ground so we have maybe more grass that might spread throughout. Because if they're already getting invaded by grass, I might as well let them feed on the soil and spread over elsewhere. So I think I'm going to do it right now. All right, so the beds are essentially knocked down. There's some, when I dig up the sedges, I turn them over so they dry out. There's a couple of them that are super dry. There's a couple of them that are dry but still holding on to dirt on the roots. I might come back later on and rake them up and try and flatten this out some. I think some of them I can't rake up yet because there's still like a giant hole. Okay, I don't know what spire that is. I just knocked over. There was a sweet pea here. It wasn't going anywhere. I'm going to try and transplant whatever cucurbit that this is. And we're going to see about... I might leave the carrot, or I might put it over here. I might just put it over here because I definitely want this here. Definitely want this here. So I came over here and I redug the trenches. I dug out the trenches again by the dianthus. You know, I'm gonna come and water. Hopefully this, and then when it rains, realistically when it rains, I should be redoing this right before. But anyway, and I didn't use the lopper to cut underground because there's some trees over here that grow by like runner, and they've been burnt since we came here, and they keep coming back by runner. So I just hit them by runner. But now I'm getting bit up over here. I wasn't getting bit up before so much. Not that I know this, but I'm getting bit up over here. I might come over here and mow. I don't know. I did dig out, and there was some grass. It hadn't super reached the dianthus yet, which is fine. But I did take it and put it somewhere over there. I did a bunch of stuff, and I still have more to do, like always. It's a large space, and I'm just one girl. It's just how it looks when the sun's not on it. Really, I'm glad that what happened yesterday with the putting it up and what happened today with it falling down happened, because I wouldn't have done this otherwise. I'm happy to have done this because now next steps can start taking place in my mind. Planning can take place in my mind. Yeah. And as much as I love this, I love even more that all the composted. The soil just looks super rich now. This was soil added to compost, but it looks super rich now. So I love that. And hopefully that means that we get a lot of grass over here. Not too much up there, but a lot of grass over here. I forgot I'm trying to move this. Oh my God. And so you can see where it got mowed. Not trimmed, because there's a lot to trimmed over here. You can see where it got mowed. Over here, I cut off some big branches. I cut off one that was one of the persimmon branches from over here. The persimmon branches I feel like are bigger, but the cherry branches come in earlier, and I feel like they go away about the same time, so it's not like a super issue. Now it's a lot more open. I think eventually, probably next year or the end of this year, maybe even later on this month, who knows, I'll cut the bottom of it. But I like the idea of it being low, so it's easier to pick cherries, right? But probably I will cut that at some point, and then that'll open a lot of space for this. We got some oaks here. I'm probably going to try and move them. I don't know. It's funny because this is a plastic composite pot, right? But it's got that algae look on it, like actual stone, and I love that for me. I moved the dianthus, and she didn't get water immediately, so now she's wilting. I'm going to go water things soon. I just want to show how some of these are like a white. I don't know if it's they're fading to white, they're starting out white, and then they go to pink. Either way, I love it. All right, so it was a carrot, and I'm putting in here, so we can just have the flower of the carrot, I guess. I also have, I thought it was one giant one. Apparently it's three. They all have roots in them, so I'm gonna try and put them somewhere. I don't know yet where yet, but yeah. All right, so I put the three here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna come and water it. I also found, it's kind of small, a hello. Is it even? Did I just drop it? Well, I had a small lavender somewhere. It looks like I dropped it. Now it's gone. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I probably do need some mulch of some kind. But I guess I will just also keep digging trenches or keep reinforcing trenches, whatever, until these things get big enough, tall enough to like shade out weed stuff. So, yeah. Okay, vegetable. No, this is almost entirely a vegetable bed now, except for the trellis area and that bed. But I put all those gladiolus there. I'm not taking them out. Ha!
I think probably what I'll do is I will redo the line so that it's on the edge. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Eventually, that's not a super urgent need. Yeah.